Stay until the end, because I'll give you a list of neuroprotective foods that will help with your neuropathic problems. And I'll also give you a recipe to enjoy these foods deliciously. Refined sugar, that seemingly innocent ingredient found in so many foods, is much more dangerous than we might imagine. It's not just in obvious sweets like cakes, candies, and sodas. It's also hidden in foods you might never associate with sweetness, like breads, sauces, and dressings. This inadvertent and excessive consumption of sugar is wreaking havoc on our bodies, affecting not only our energy levels and weight, but also our nerves. To understand why sugar is so harmful to the nervous system, it's important to comprehend how it interacts with the body on different levels, and how its excess can trigger a series of metabolic and hormonal responses that ultimately harm our health. Sugar, more specifically glucose, is a vital energy source for our cells, but when consumed in excessive amounts, especially in its refined or ultra-processed forms, its effect on the body becomes harmful. When we consume foods rich in sugar, especially those with a high glycemic index, such as soda, desserts, and refined carbohydrates, cause our blood glucose levels to rise rapidly. This rapid increase in glucose levels is interpreted by the body as a warning signal. In response, the pancreas springs into action and releases insulin, a key hormone that has the task of opening the doors of cells so they can absorb glucose and use it as an energy source. Without insulin, glucose cannot enter the cells and stays in the bloodstream. So far, this process is completely normal and beneficial. Insulin ensures that cells receive the energy they need to function properly. However, the problem arises when the cycle repeats too frequently, especially when excessive amounts of sugar are ingested constantly. Instead of maintaining stable glucose levels, the continuous sugar spikes in the blood force the pancreas to produce insulin excessively. Over time, the cells start getting used to high levels of insulin and stop responding adequately to the hormone. This condition is called insulin resistance. Insulin resistance is a serious problem because it causes glucose to remain in the bloodstream for longer than normal. As the body becomes increasingly inefficient at processing sugar, blood glucose levels stay persistently high. This not only puts excessive pressure on the pancreas, which struggles to produce even more insulin to try to regulate glucose levels, but it also starts to negatively affect various systems in the body, including the nervous system. Nerve damage occurs due to several interconnected mechanisms. First, nerves rely on a constant and adequate supply of oxygen and nutrients through the blood. When blood glucose levels are chronically high, damage to blood vessels becomes inevitable. The walls of the vessels that nourish the nerves become thicker and less flexible. It hinders proper blood flow. This decrease in blood flow prevents the nerves from getting the essential oxygen and nutrients they need to stay healthy and function correctly. As a result, nerves begin to suffer damage that, over time, can become irreversible. One of the most common types of sugar-related nerve damage is diabetic neuropathy, a devastating condition that affects more than 50% of people with diabetes at some point in their lives. This chronic complication arises when persistently high blood glucose levels, characteristic of poorly controlled diabetes, progressively damage nerve fibers throughout the body. Although peripheral nerves are the most vulnerable, diabetic neuropathy typically manifests with symptoms such as tingling, numbness, burning, and stabbing pain in the limbs, commonly in the feet and hands. As the condition progresses, affected individuals may experience a significant loss of sensation, which increases the risk of unnoticed injuries or infections, especially in the feet. This loss of sensation is particularly dangerous, since small wounds or ulcers can become infected and, in severe cases, lead to the need for amputations. Nerve damage caused by chronic hyperglycemia in diabetic neuropathy is not just a matter of physical discomfort. It also involves a deterioration in the quality of life of patients. The constant pain or loss of sensation, they can affect mobility and the ability to perform daily activities, creating a significant barrier to leading an active and healthy life. In advanced stages, patients may develop balance issues while walking due to the lack of sensory feedback from their feet, greatly increasing the risk of falls and fractures. What many people do not know, which worsens the situation even further, is that you do not need to have diabetes for sugar to wreak havoc on your nerves. Indeed, neuropathy is not a complication exclusive to those diagnosed with diabetes. A diet high in refined sugars, along with a sedentary lifestyle and poor blood sugar regulation, can negatively affect nerves even in people who do not have glucose levels high enough to be diagnosed with diabetes. This type of nerve damage can be caused by a lack of oxygen. It occurs when blood sugar levels remain chronically high but do not reach the clinical threshold for diabetes. It's a phenomenon that's gaining attention in the medical field known as prediabetes neuropathy. People who live in a state of prediabetes or who experience insulin resistance due to a diet rich in refined carbohydrates and sugars are also at risk of developing neuropathy. In fact, many cases of neuropathy are diagnosed in people who, although not diagnosed with diabetes, have chronically or fluctuating elevated blood glucose levels, which is enough to initiate the nerve damage process. To understand why sugar is so harmful to the nervous system, it is crucial to understand how it interacts with the body. When we consume sugar, the glucose level in our blood rises quickly. The pancreas responds by releasing insulin, which is the hormone responsible for helping glucose be absorbed by cells to be used as energy. However, when sugar consumption is excessive and constant, our cells start becoming insulin resistant. This causes sugar to remain in the bloodstream for prolonged periods, which can lead to a series of issues including nerve damage. The mechanism behind this damage is both direct and indirect. On one hand, the excess sugar in the blood promotes chronic inflammation in the body, negatively affecting the blood vessels that supply oxygen and nutrients to the nerves. This lack of oxygen and nutrients causes the nerves to deteriorate slowly, what eventually leads to symptoms of neuropathy. On the other hand, sugar also promotes the production of advanced glycation end products, AGEs, compounds that form when glucose molecules attach to proteins and lipids in the body. What alters their function and accelerates cell aging are these AGEs, which are highly toxic to nerves and contribute to the progressive damage of nerve cells. Many of us associate sugar with table sugar or industrial sweets, but there is a form of sugar that has gained an unjustly positive reputation: fructose. Fructose is a simple sugar found naturally in fruits, but is also a main component of high fructose corn syrup. A common ingredient in many processed products, although natural fructose in moderate amounts, like the kind found in a piece of fruit, is not harmful. The problem arises when we consume it in excess, especially in the form of fruit juices or highly processed foods that contain high fructose corn syrup. Let's take orange juice as an example, a drink that many consider healthy. While having a fresh orange juice once in a while is not problematic, regular and large quantities of fruit juice can have adverse effects due to the high concentration of fructose. Contrary to what many believe, drinking fruit juice is not the same as eating a piece of fruit. When we eat an orange, we get not only fructose but also fiber, which helps regulate blood sugar absorption. But when we drink fruit juice, we remove that fiber and concentrate the sugar. This causes a rapid increase in blood glucose levels. Excess fructose in the diet has been linked to multiple health problems, and one of them is nerve damage. Unlike glucose, which is used by almost all cells in the body as an energy source, fructose is metabolized almost exclusively in the liver. This means that when we consume large amounts of fructose, like those found in fruit juices or processed products with high fructose corn syrup, our liver becomes overloaded and starts converting the excess fructose into fat. This process not only contributes to obesity and insulin resistance, but also promotes systemic inflammation and oxidative stress, two factors that directly impact nerve health. Moreover, fructose increases the formation of AGEs, the same toxic compounds we mentioned earlier in relation to sugar. As these products accumulate in the body, they progressively damage the nerves, and contribute to the development of neuropathy, even in people who do not have chronically high glucose levels. Another food that plays a significant role in the development of neuropathy is the one that contains trans fats. These fats, often found in ultra-processed foods, industrial bakery products, and fried foods, are created when vegetable oils are hydrogenated to increase their shelf life. The problem is that these fats are extremely harmful to human health, and their regular consumption has devastating consequences, both for the cardiovascular and nervous systems. Trans fats promote chronic inflammation in the body, one of the main causes of nerve damage. Just like sugar, these fats affect the blood flow to the nerves, making it difficult for oxygen and essential nutrients to reach the nerves, which is needed for them to function properly. Additionally, trans fats alter the composition of the nerve cell membranes, making them more rigid and less efficient at transmitting signals. As a result, the nerves lose their ability to communicate properly. What contributes to the development of neuropathy? In an effort to reduce sugar consumption, many people turn to artificial sweeteners like aspartame, believing they are a healthier alternative. However, these sweeteners are not without risks, especially when consumed in large quantities. Aspartame, in particular, has been linked to neurotoxic effects, meaning it can directly damage nerve cells and affect the nervous system's function. When aspartame is metabolized in the body, breaks down into various compounds, including methanol, which then converts to formaldehyde, a toxic substance for the brain and nerves. Although the damage may not be immediately noticeable, regular and long-term consumption of artificial sweeteners can increase the risk of developing neuropathy. Gluten, a protein found in wheat, rye, and barley, is another potential cause of nerve damage. Although it does not affect everyone the same way, for those with gluten sensitivity or celiac disease, consuming this protein can trigger an autoimmune response that attacks not only the intestines but also the nerves. This condition, known as gluten-induced neuropathy, is less well known but no less debilitating. When a person with gluten sensitivity consumes foods containing it, their immune system overreacts, causing inflammation throughout the body. This inflammation can affect peripheral nerves, causing neuropathy symptoms like pain, numbness, and tingling in the limbs. The most alarming thing is that many people who are sensitive to gluten are not aware of it, and they keep using it, continuing to damage their nerves. So, what can be done to protect nerves from the damage caused by these foods? The first step is to become aware of the risks and make adjustments to your diet. Reducing intake of refined sugars, especially in the form of sugary drinks and fruit juices, is essential. Choosing whole fruits instead of juices, which contain fiber, will help regulate blood sugar absorption and reduce the risk of glucose spikes. Avoiding processed foods and trans fats is equally important. Cooking at home with fresh ingredients and using healthy oils like olive oil or avocado oil can make a big difference. Additionally, it's important to read food labels and be aware of ingredients that can harm nerve health, such as artificial sweeteners and high fructose corn syrup. It's also crucial to adopt a lifestyle that promotes nerve health. Include antioxidant-rich foods in your diet. Eating foods like nuts and leafy green vegetables can help protect nerves from oxidative damage. Moreover, foods rich in B vitamins like eggs, fish, and legumes are essential for nerve repair and maintenance. Regular exercise also plays a key role in preventing nerve damage. Exercise improves insulin sensitivity, which helps keep blood glucose levels under control and avoids sugar-induced nerve damage. It also stimulates blood circulation, which ensures that nerves receive the oxygen and nutrients they need to function properly. Finally, reducing or eliminating alcohol consumption is one of the best decisions you can make to protect your nerves. While moderate alcohol consumption may not be harmful to everyone, excessive consumption over time can cause irreversible damage. Neuroprotective foods, fatty fish, salmon, sardines, mackerel, rich in omega-3 fatty acids that reduce inflammation and protect nerves, nuts and seeds, walnuts, almonds, flaxseed, full of antioxidants and vitamin E, which help repair nerve damage. Spinach and other leafy greens, high in folic acid, magnesium, and vitamin B6, essential for nerve health. Peppers and citrus fruits, rich sources of vitamin C, which improves nerve tissue repair and combats oxidative stress. Avocado contains healthy fats and vitamin B6, which help reduce inflammation and protect nerves. Turmeric, powerful natural anti-inflammatory thanks to its active compound, curcumin. Berries, blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, full of antioxidants that combat oxidative damage and support nerve regeneration. Delicious recipe with all these neuroprotective foods. Salmon salad with avocado, spinach, and turmeric citrus dressing. Ingredients: 200 grams of grilled or baked salmon, 2 cups of fresh spinach, 1 avocado sliced, half a cup of toasted walnuts or almonds, half a cup of fresh blueberries or blackberries, raspberries, a red pepper cut into strips, optional flax seeds for sprinkling, for the turmeric and citrus dressing, juice of 1 lemon or orange, 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder, 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, an optional teaspoon of honey to balance the acidity, salt, and pepper to taste. Instructions: prepare the salmon. Grill or bake the salmon until golden and well cooked, approximately 8 to 10 minutes. Season with salt and pepper to taste. Prepare the salad. In a large bowl, mix the spinach, avocado slices, and red bell pepper, the toasted walnuts, and the blueberries. Make the dressing. In a small container, mix the lemon or orange juice, turmeric, olive oil, honey, if using, and season with salt and pepper. Whisk well until fully combined. Assembly: place the cooked salmon on top of the salad. Drizzle the turmeric and citrus dressing over it. Final touch: sprinkle some flax seeds on top to add a crunchy touch and an extra bit of healthy fats. Ready to enjoy. This salad is not only delicious and refreshing, but also full of foods that support nerve health, reduce inflammation, and promote nerve damage repair.